Alright, just a quick heads up, because I didn't mention this in the commentary as I was making it. So while in the editing stage, I needed to make this real quick. I am not hating on the game in any way, shape, or form. I love Mass Effect 3. I'm just being kind of critical in some areas, and I thought that it really kind of needed it because, whatever, I'll explain it in the actual commentary. But yeah, I love Mass Effect 3. I'm doing a second playthrough like I've said in the commentary. But anyway, guys, I just needed to pull that out. Mass Effect 3, I still love it. No matter what, it could have been horrible. I still love it just for the extra, dialogue, continuation of story, etc. But yeah, Mass Effect 3, amazing game. I'm not hating on it in any way, shape, or form. Don't think that for a second. But yeah, anyway, guys, here is the actual commentary. How's it going, everybody? You're Oliver Gimme here, and today I'm going to be talking about Mass Effect 3, a sort of review slash impression vid. I'm going to be reviewing the entire game, not just the ending like a lot of people tend to complain about, which there is reason to complain about the ending, but I will get into that later. But anyway, first off, I want to apologize for using Call of Duty as a backdrop, but that's all I have, and I would have liked to put this at least over some TF2 gameplay, but I don't have the time to play. And then, actually, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer would have been better, but regardless, the backdrop is just as it's titled, a backdrop. So yeah, 42 and 10 drop zone gameplay and possibly 44 and 3 Scar gameplay. But anyway, what I'm going to be talking about today is Mass Effect 3, like I've already said. And I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this specific topic, but the dialogue in the game. Now, I know a lot of people will probably agree with me, like, oh, Mass Effect 3 is the best Mass Effect out of all of them. It's the best game in history, whatever. But in all honesty, I'm going to say that the dialogue in the game was lacking. I haven't heard many people say that, but I honestly believe the dialogue in the game was just flat out lacking between pretty much everyone, that, the random NPCs and your crewmates as well. Like, I'll go back to Mass Effect 1. Now, Mass Effect 1, that game was beautiful in the dialogue department. I would remember chatting it up with all the NPCs. I remember, loving the elevator scenes in which you would get extra dialogue out of, whatever random stuff is going on. And you'd have, like, your crewmates talking in there as well. Like, Garrus and Tali would talk. Garrus would ask, what's life like on the flotilla? And Tali would be like, hey, I have a shotgun on my back. Want to know what 12 gauge buckshot tastes like? Actually, I doubt they use 12 gauge. They use thermal clips, but regardless. That's basically what she would say. And, I liked all the dialogue in Mass Effect 1. I was talking with everybody. Even the crazed fan, I can't remember his name. But yeah, that guy was pretty funny as well. And just so much dialogue in Mass Effect 1. It was fun. It was kind of different, actually. That much dialogue, me enjoying that much of a game. I played Mass Effect 3 a couple times, maybe about 4 or 5. And then let's move forward on to Mass Effect 2. Now, Mass Effect 2 was pretty much the same. Not in a bad way. I mean, the dialogue, it is beautiful in Mass Effect 2. I would just love chatting it up and talking with all the NPCs and all the characters in the game. Doesn't matter if they were a crew member or, just a random person on the Citadel. I'd love hearing all the dialogue and just doing all of that. And in Mass Effect 3, it was honestly a much different story. Now, albeit my first playthrough of Mass Effect 3, I pretty much just rushed through. Well, it wasn't a rush through. I was pretty much just playing I pretty much put as much time as I could into the first playthrough of Mass Effect 3. I believe I missed only one mission, and it was on Rannoch. And that's because I progressed too early on a priority mission, I'm assuming. But yeah, the dialogue is just lacking. In, like, Mass Effect 3, I was just not enjoying the dialogue as much. Now, again, albeit I was playing it in pretty much one playthrough, I think Mass Effect 3 was the most time ever I spent playing a game in one sitting. Like, might as well say it. I played almost 8 hours straight. That was that's insanity, really. Now, of course, I drink almost 3 gallons of water a day, so I was pissing about every half hour. But besides that, I was playing so much, and I guess that's kind of an excuse why I didn't get fully into the game, just because I was so tired. And after a while I tried going to sleep, but I was only able to get a couple hours rest, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back to Mass Effect 3 and then put in a total of 14 hours after all was said and done. But like the overall dialogue just did not get me into it as much as the previous Mass Effects. Now I'm doing a second playthrough just to make sure that that's not on my end, but yeah, the dialogue to me was really lacking, except for the tali scenes where that what is it? I had accidentally chose the scene or the option that would kill Tali, and why I did it accidentally, maybe because I was playing 8 hours straight, I don't know. I got the game from 12:50 and continued playing it till the morning. No, not 12:50. I got it at noon and continued playing it into the morning. Of course, like I said, with a couple breaks in between here and there. But yeah, so I was basically tired as shit when I chose the option that would kill Tali, and I was just looking at my screen like, no, why? No! Because if you don't know, she practically kills herself after the Geth win the war if you let Legion upload the Reaper protocols and data and all that stuff to all his other guys. And I was just sad. I was like, no! And of course I'm under-exaggerating. That night I could not get a good night's sleep because of that one scene stuck in my head. It was horrible. But yeah, I quickly shut off my Xbox and loaded up the last autosave. So luckily I was able to save it. But yeah, that's pretty much the only time I was really into the dialogue and into the cutscenes and the whole Mass Effect 3 story. And well, I wouldn't say the Mass Effect 3 story, but the dialogue in Mass Effect 3. And with all the other crewmates like Garrus, all you get with Garrus is what is it? The final mission before you go on the against the Reapers, and that one meetup on the Citadel where you're just hanging out, practically doing practice shooting on a very busy, like, kind of highway type area. and you let him win so he can feel good about himself, because he is an asshole. But yeah, that's pretty much just the dialogue aspect of it. It just did not feel it for me as much as Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 1. Now, again, Mass Effect 2 is kind of high hopes to compare it to, because I believe I have 12 full playthroughs of Mass Effect 2, each one being, the minimum that I put into Mass Effect 2 was 22 hours, and the maximum was about 28 hours. So you can do the math, but basically I played that game a shitload, and I guess it's kind of high hopes for Mass Effect 3 that I had. But another part of the game, it's kind of, the difficulty of it. Now, I played it on Insanity. My second playthrough is on Insanity. My first playthrough was on the second most difficult one. And the only problems I ever have are with sentry turrets by the Cerberus operatives. That's the only problem that I have from those difficulties. And it is just so much easier. Like, I don't know, I can't remember the fighting style in Mass Effect 1. It's been a while since I played it, but Mass Effect 2, it was pretty fun, in all honesty. Like, the main reason I would go back to the game was because of the dialogue and the story, obviously, but the combat of it was pretty good and it was fun. Charging in with the Vanguard and shotgunning the enemies in the face, or if you're an engineer, I did an engineer run on Insanity. I actually can't remember that, but yeah, I did soldier, I did infiltrator, I did all those, and you know, it was fun. And the difficulty in Mass Effect 3 on Insanity as well, it just doesn't stack up to other games on the hardest difficulties. So that was kind of a fall off for me, and like, I don't know, like a lot of people just actually nobody has said combat is really bad except for DRJ. That's pretty much the only person who has said that. And now uh, something else. I'm looking over a notepad here that I have with stuff lined up, so I'm trying to read through it and try to pick a next topic. But you know, that's the main reason I'm pausing in random sections going as I'm trying to find new topics. But the next thing is, I honestly believe, like, the Mass Effect 1 dev crew are the people that created Mass Effect 3, because if you notice certain dialogue, like, for example, I believe when you're going into the final battle with Joker heading to Earth, he's like, you know, I flew us to Ilos, you know, I'm pretty much a badass. But if I remember correctly, Ilos wasn't the most difficult fly into. Like, the Collector base was where Joker really showed how good of a pilot he was, and he just completely owned all the debris, and all the, you know, random drones and shit that the Collectors were sending out from them. But he does not mention that. I don't even think Joker mentions the Collectors. I can't even remember it. The only mention of really Mass Effect 2 is from, you know, obviously playing it before in the saves. I haven't played a save without, you know, without using previous saves, so I can't confirm or deny that. But it just seems like to me the Mass Effect 1 dev crew are the people that created Mass Effect 3. And even before, when I had the demo, I really thought that they were the people who created Mass Effect 3, just because of the well, for one, they brought back grenades. Two, the level up system looked a lot like the level up system in Mass Effect 1, and it just seemed more like Mass Effect 1 than Mass Effect 2. And well, I think even the fighting style, because biotics are actually useful in Mass Effect 3, like they were in Mass Effect 1. But that's, you know, kind of something else to think about. And another thing is, people are, you know, going crazy over the whole tali reveal. Like, I believe BioWare used a random picture that they found on a site similar to Photoshop and just cropped it onto a photo, or I mean, a photo contain. I can't remember what the fuck you call them, but yeah, they just pretty much cropped it, and people were going crazy over that. And now, in all honesty, I don't actually hold up. I remember seeing a video. This one guy was just absolutely going crazy how they made her look human, I suppose. And yeah, in all honesty, I don't care what she looked like. She could have been a mix between a Rachni and a Vorcha, and I really wouldn't have cared that much. But a lot of people have been tripping out over that as well. Like, it's just kind of crazy. Now, mind you, I'm a Tali fanboy when it comes to the Mass Effect series. Never before have I cared as much as a character in any other game before Mass Effect. And yeah, that's kind of another thing. Like, I'll start getting into the ending of it. Like, with how the endings are, it just makes me feel like when I got done with the ending on my first playthrough, I was just looking at it and I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't mad. I was sad. I had like this feeling of emptiness inside me. I was like 200 plus hours in Mass Effect 2, a shit ton of hours in Mass Effect 1 as well, 18 hours in Mass Effect 3, and this is what I get. That was my opinion on it. And now something else is like, people were like, well, you know, Shepard, I guess it's sort of like, he was going to sacrifice himself to begin with anyway. They like that ending. Some people like that ending, which I don't understand why they would, but some people liked it and they thought it was logical. But the way it is, like, all the Mass Effect relay, yeah, all the mass relays, they pretty much get destroyed. And in the Arrival DLC, if you destroy a mass relay, it pretty much destroys the entire solar system. And what happened here is you pretty much overloaded the mass relays. So I'm not sure how that would have affected it, but I'm going to assume it didn't kill everybody. But it still destroyed the main way of travel for everybody in the galaxy and in the plot. So everyone who went to Earth to fight, to battle for, are pretty much stuck on Earth. All the Asari, Turians. In my playthrough, I didn't have Solarian support, so all the Krogans, all the Quarians, the Vorcha, the Hanar, all the mercenary groups, all the Alliance personnel, they're all stuck on Earth, which is beat to complete shit. And that just doesn't make any sense to me, really. So it's just like a bad ending. And also, if you're a Tali fanboy, what happened is, I brought Tali on the final mission, and as you know, your crew members die before you get up to the final beam to go up to the Citadel. And sorry if there are any spoilers. Shit, I should have done a disclaimer before, but yeah, your crewmates die, and I was like, that's just some complete bullshit. And I actually did a second playthrough of the final battle just so I can make sure Tali was alive. And then I got even more fucking disappointed because what happens is, when you destroy the Reapers, or pretty much any of the options, you have Joker flying away from all this nonsense in a very frantic order. He's pretty, I'm trying to think, maybe sort of like the Arrival DLC, how he's trying to quickly get away from the explosion that would be caused from the meteor hit. What is it? The moon? It's an asteroid hitting the mass relay in the Arrival DLC. Yeah, and just in a very frantic order, he's flying away. So that. No, for one, that kind of makes you wonder, why was he flying away? How did he know there was impending doom? And then when they finally landed on this green planet, which, mind you, would probably be populated, because pretty much all the livable, habitable planets are populated by some colony in the Mass Effect series. I scanned pretty much every single planet in the Mass Effect series, and pretty much all of the habitable planets are scanned. Are habitable. They have colonies living on them, pretty much. So it wouldn't be too difficult to repopulate. But that kind of got me thinking, because when Tali walked out, and Liara and Joker and all that, I kind of remembered, like, shit, Garrus is with them. I was like, god damn it. And just the thought of I was just thinking, like Tali is, and everyone is stuck on that planet, unable to go anywhere. So you pretty much save Tali's homeworld from the Geth, give them back their homeworld, the Quarians. You give them back their homeworld, but yet Tali is stuck on this planet, random planet, probably being used by Garrus to repopulate it. Like that. That just made me so sad thinking about that. I was like, fucking Garrus. So I did another playthrough in which I brought Garrus with the final mission with me just to make sure he was dead. Yeah. But the endings, I'm going to keep going even though there's a black screen now, but I'm going to keep going. Like, the endings, people are saying that the endings aren't real, that it's actually indoctrination. And hold up, I'm going to go ahead and get a second I mean a third gameplay to use and quickly save this. So hold on, everybody. Do. And just like that, we are back. Yeah, actually, good thing I stopped to save because Sony Vegas crashed. I don't know why it crashes a lot, but anyway, back on the topic. A lot of people are thinking that the final ending is not real. They believe that it is indoctrination. Now, let me go ahead and throw around some theories that have been, thrown around. I actually give you a link to a forum that I found in which the guy explained the indoctrination theory perfectly. Now, I'm going to assume you know what indoctrination is if you're watching this video and if you're a Mass Effect fan. So, yeah, people were saying that basically the final endings were all kind of hallucinations brought on by indoctrination. And, for example, when, like this, it doesn't solidify it in my mind, but it's kind of a big, like, heads up, a big red flag that this is possible. When you're being explained the choices that you have, you can either synthesize, which combines synthetics and organics, creating like an ultimate species, or you can destroy the Reapers in total, or you can control them. Now, when he's giving you an explanation of controlling the Reapers, he shows it in a Paragon aspect. The kid that I'm not sure how the VI, I guess. I'm not sure if it's AI or VI. I'm assuming it's AI, but he's pretty much explaining the options that you have, and he gives you the Paragon option. Now, it shows Paragon option is what the elusive man would choose, which right there is a big red flag. Like, why would the elusive man choose a Paragon option? Obviously, he wanted to control the Reapers, and obviously he was already indoctrinated. So, he pretty much had his mindset on controlling the Reapers, and he was indoctrinated. So that's kind of a clue that the Reapers were kind of minorly had you in their grasp. They're trying to make you believe that controlling the Reapers is the better option. And then when they show the Renegade option, it shows Anderson, who is normally associated with Paragon options. It shows him destroying the Reapers, which, is another indication that they have their grasp on you. Because why else would they show Anderson with a Renegade option? So that's kind of another thing. And then the synthesize, that is probably the most loved one by the Reapers, because they basically still get to control you, because you're now part synthetic, sort of like how they control the Geth. Now, of course, they're saying you live side by side with synthetics, and this is the perfect ending for everyone, but you're pretty much no longer organics. So it's, yeah, and when you destroy the Reapers, you get this small cutscene that kind of gives you a hint that Shepard is possibly still alive, and then he's surrounded by rubble. So it kind of makes you think, like, there's no rubble on the Citadel. So he's obviously back somewhere where there's no concrete on the Citadel. He's surrounded by rubble that looks like concrete. So you have this kind of paradox, sort of. And then you kind of think, well, he obviously couldn't have fallen all the way down to Earth from the Citadel. He would have burnt up. So it kind of makes you think, well, maybe when Harbinger completely wrecked shit with his little beam laser, I'm a fire in my laser wannabe stuff, people think that Shepard got knocked out in there, and then that's everything that he's seeing is just Harbinger's grasp on Shepard, and it's pretty much all a hallucination. Now, when you choose to destroy the Reapers, that's pretty much breaking their hold that they have on you. And when you choose to synthesize or control the Reapers, that's pretty much the Reapers winning. They get you to do what they want. So that's why you don't see any scene of you coming back to life, because you're now basically a husk. The most badass husk out there. So yeah, it just kind of makes you think that it is possibly indoctrination. And people are speculating that when the devs release a DLC, that they will release an alternate ending, a real ending, so to speak. Because as it sits, the ending is just absolutely shit if it is real. And people are speculating that the devs are going to be giving us an ending. Now, I wouldn't mind paying for a new ending, mind you. A lot of people are like, I'll never pick up a BioWare game again if they're making us pay for the real ending. But, you know, people are really thinking that it is possibly fake, and I can't remember the dev that said this, but he's saying, hold up. Okay, I found the tweet that I was trying to talk about now. What Michael Gamble says, he's a designer for Mass Effect 3, he says, hardest day ever. Seriously, if you people knew all the stuff we're planning, you'd, well, hold on to your copy of Mass Effect 3 forever. And then somebody replies, just please say that the ending will branch out from where you left, then show the full consequences. Yeah. But people are thinking that he's basically giving a hint that there will be like massive DLC and hopefully an alternate ending. Now, of course, we could all just be saying all of this just to give ourselves some closure for a horrible ending. But anyway, guys, if you're a fan of Mass Effect 3, go ahead and put your opinions on it in the comment section below. And go ahead and tell me what you think about the endings as well. So anyway, peace out, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed.